A family torn apart by grief, a tribe consumed by fire and rage, and a father who must choose between protecting his children and saving an entire world. Avatar: Fire and Ash just hit theaters, and James Cameron has delivered his darkest Pandora story yet. If you thought the Sullys had it rough before, buckle up, because this time, things get brutal. Let's break down everything that happened in this 3-hour epic. We pick up weeks after the devastating events of the Way of Water. The Sully family is still reeling from Neteyam's death, and it shows on everyone's faces. Jake Sully, the once confident Marine turned Na'vi leader, is now haunted by doubt. He questions everything, including his faith in Awa, the deity they've dedicated their lives to. Neytiri has changed the most. She's developed a deep hatred for all humans, seeing them as nothing but destroyers. Meanwhile, Loak blames himself for his brother's death. The guilt is eating him alive from the inside out. The family has temporarily settled back with the Metkayina clan, trying to find some peace by the ocean. But peace doesn't last long in Pandora. Here's where things get complicated. The Sullys are taking care of Spider, a human teenager who grew up on Pandora. Despite Spider helping them in the past, Neytiri sees him as a liability and a reminder of everything she hates. Jake disagrees, but understands the danger Spider faces just by being with them. Loak discovers something important: Neytiri's bow from the RDA vessel wreck. He finds it and knows how much it means to his mother. It's one of the few connections she has to her old life and her lost son. Jake and Neytiri make a difficult decision. They'll send Spider back to High Camp with the flying merchant ships called the Wind Traders. These ships are led by Palak, a Na'vi trader who specializes in moving goods and people across Pandora's vast territories. The whole family accompanies Spider on the journey as a compromise. The kids protest leaving Spider alone, so they all board these massive flying vessels together. It's supposed to be a simple transport mission. Nothing could go wrong, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. As the Wind Trader ships soar through Pandora's skies, they're suddenly ambushed. Fire erupts all around them. The attackers aren't human, they're Na'vi. But these aren't any Na'vi tribe the Sullys have encountered before. Meet the Mangquan clan, also known as the Ash people. These warriors are aggressive, violent, and they've rejected Awa entirely. They're led by Varang, a fierce and ruthless Sahik who commands her tribe with an iron fist. Think of her as the opposite of everything the Sullys believe in. The Ash people swarm the Wind Trader ships like hornets. They set the vessels on fire, loot everything valuable, and kill survivors without mercy. It's chaos. The Sullys frantically try to stay together, but in the mayhem, they get separated. Bodies fall from the sky, ships explode in flames. The Sullys are fighting for their lives against an enemy they didn't even know existed. Back with the Metkayina, tensions within the family reach a breaking point. Neytiri confronts Jake directly. She suggests they should sacrifice Spider, arguing he's a liability that puts everyone at risk. Jake firmly disagrees. They've been through this before, and he won't abandon the kid. Meanwhile, Kiri is going through her own revelation. She learns the truth about her birth. Grace Augustine's avatar gave birth to her through parthenogenesis, essentially a virgin birth orchestrated by Awa herself. Kiri is special, perhaps more special than anyone realized. The Tulkun Council, the massive whale-like creatures that are deeply spiritual and intelligent, holds a meeting. They outcast Payakan, Loak's Tulkun friend, for breaking their sacred code of pacifism. Payakan killed to defend his friends, which goes against everything the Tulkun believe in. Loak defends Payakan passionately, but Jake shuts him down. In his grief and anger, he says something he immediately regrets. He blames Neteyam's death on Loak's defiance. Those words cut deeper than any blade. Loak is devastated, broken. He actually tries to end his own life, but Kiri and Sireya find him just in time. They comfort him, reminding him he's loved and valued. Loak then channels his pain into something productive. He repairs Neytiri's bow, the one he found earlier, before sneaking off to find Payakan.
While the Sullys deal with their family drama, the RDA hasn't been sitting idle. General Francis Ardmore and former Administrator Parker Selfridge continue expanding their operations from Bridgehead City. They're reaching deeper into Pandora's environment, exploiting more resources. Colonel Quaritch, still in his Na'vi avatar body, has his own mission. He travels to the Manquin village with a very specific offer. He brings them supplies, including firearms and flamethrowers, advanced human weapons for a tribe that already loves violence. Quaritch wants to negotiate. His goal is to recapture Spider. The RDA wants to study Spider's unique adaptations, his ability to survive on Pandora without a mask after spending so much time there. They want to replicate whatever makes him special. The Ash people, led by Varong, listen. An alliance between the most violent Na'vi tribe and the human invaders. This is exactly what Pandora doesn't need. Quaritch eventually has a face-to-face confrontation with Varong at the Ash people's encampment. These two leaders are sizing each other up, determining if they can trust each other enough to work together. Varong is no fool. She knows Quaritch has his own agenda. The Sullys, now back with Palak's remaining wind traders, are trying to regroup. They meet with Palak and discuss their options. The wind traders are essential for trade and communication across Pandora's regions. Losing them would isolate entire clans. The movie explores deeper themes now. What does it mean to be Na'vi? Can you reject Awa and still be part of the people? The Ash people represent a dark reflection of Na'vi culture. They show what happens when a tribe embraces violence and power over spirituality and connection. Jake realizes this conflict isn't just about survival anymore. It's about the very soul of Pandora and what kind of world his children will inherit. The movie significantly expands on the Tulkun society introduced in The Way of Water. These aren't just intelligent whales, they're a fully developed civilization with their own culture, laws, and moral codes. Loak and Payakan's friendship becomes central to the plot. Payakan is ostracized for breaking pacifism, but he did it out of love and loyalty. The movie asks whether absolute pacifism is always right, or if there are times when you must fight to protect those you love. The Tulkun scenes are breathtaking. Cameron's underwater motion capture technology creates moments that feel genuinely alien, yet emotionally relatable. You understand these creatures without them speaking a word. Meanwhile, someone's seeking revenge. Mick Scoresby is back, and he wants Payakan dead. He's the whaling captain who has a personal vendetta, and he won't stop until he gets his prize.
As the conflict escalates, everyone must choose sides. The Metkaina, peaceful ocean dwellers, must decide if they'll fight. The wind traders, neutral traders, must decide if neutrality is even possible anymore. Jake transforms from a grieving father back into a military leader. He spent years avoiding his marine instincts, trying to be fully Na'vi, but now those combat skills might be the only thing that saves his family. Neytiri goes through her own journey. Her hatred of humans is justified by her trauma, but it's also blinding her. She must confront whether revenge will heal her pain or just create more of it. Kiri's connection to Iwa grows stronger. She's having visions and experiences that none of the other Na'vi can replicate. She might be the key to everything, but she doesn't fully understand her powers yet. Took, the youngest Sully child, shows bravery beyond her years. She refuses to be left behind or protected, insisting she can help. The climax is everything you expect from a James Cameron movie. It's big, it's loud, and it's emotionally devastating. The Ash people launch a full assault. They've been armed by Quaritch, and they're not holding back. Fire spreads across the battlefield. The Monk-Quan warriors ride through flames, using them as weapons and intimidation. The Sullys fight together, each using their unique skills. Jake's military tactics, Neytiri's deadly precision with her repaired bow, Loak's connection with Payakan, Kiri's mysterious abilities. Even Spider, the human they argued about, proves his worth. Quaritch confronts Jake again.
Their rivalry has become personal beyond just orders and missions. Quaritch sees Jake as a traitor to humanity. Jake sees Quaritch as a man too blind to see what he's destroying. The battle scenes are relentless. Ships crash, warriors fall, the ocean turns red, fire meets water, and spectacular visual effects that push cinema to new limits. But this isn't just about action. Cameron weaves emotional beats throughout. Characters make sacrifices. Relationships are tested. Not everyone makes it out alive, though the movie keeps you guessing about who survives. When the smoke clears and the fires die down, Pandora has changed. The cost of victory, if you can even call it that, is devastating. The Ash people aren't completely defeated. Varong survives, which means this conflict is far from over. She retreats with her remaining forces, already planning her next move. Quaritch escapes again. The man is like a cockroach that refuses to die. The RDA still has a foothold on Pandora, and they're not leaving. But there are victories too. The Sullys are together. They've proven that family isn't just about blood, but about who you choose to protect and love. Spider is fully embraced as one of them. Loak and Payakan's bond inspire the Tolkien to reconsider their stance on pacifism. Maybe peace requires the willingness to defend it. The various Na'vi clans are more united now. They've seen the threat the Ash people and RDA pose. Standing divided means extinction. Avatar, Fire and Ash is James Cameron at his most ambitious. At 3 hours and 15 minutes, it's epic in scope and scale. The movie explores darker themes than previous Avatar films: grief, revenge, the cost of war, and whether violence can ever be justified. The visual effects are predictably stunning. The Ash people's fire-based attacks create moments you've never seen before. The underwater Tolkien sequences are hauntingly beautiful, and the final battle is pure adrenaline. But the movie does have flaws. Some critics say it rehashes too many beats from The Way of Water. The pacing can drag in the middle, and that 3-hour runtime will test some viewers' patience. But it's also emotionally powerful. The Sully family's grief feels real and earned. The performances, especially from Zoe Saldana as Neytiri, are phenomenal, and Cameron sets up future installments in ways that have fans excited. With Avatar 4 scheduled for 2029 and Avatar 5 for 2031, Fire and Ash is the middle chapter of an even bigger story. It ends with threads left dangling, mysteries unsolved, and conflicts unresolved. And honestly, that's exactly what a middle chapter should do. If you enjoyed The Way of Water, you'll find plenty to love here. If you're tired of Avatar's formula, this probably won't change your mind. But there's no denying James Cameron has created something special, a science fiction epic that balances spectacle with substance, action with emotion. That's Avatar, Fire and Ash. What did you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this recap, hit that subscribe button for more movie breakdowns. Thanks for watching.